I love flowers at home and any ways that we can switch up your decor easily, especially bringing the outside in. So Mallory with the flowers is going to be teaching us how to make floral arrangements at home using items that we have in our own house and store-bought flowers.
Hi, my name is Mallory and I'm the floral designer behind Mallory with the Flowers, and I'm so excited to be a part of Poosh's first ever virtual wellness festival. So I'm going to walk you through how to make your own flower arrangement at home with all products that you have at your house, can grab from a local store and your local grocery store. So it's going to be super easy and I'm excited to show you. I'm going to go into actually building out our vessel. So this is a bowl, a real life cereal bowl, and you can really grab whatever you have at your house. So if you have an old vase left over, or a bowl like I said, or a really pretty tall glass that you like, literally anything could be used for a vase. So in addition to your bowl, which you can grab anywhere, I also use some chicken wire. Chicken wire is the key to kind of elevating your grocery store flower arrangement into a really, really bomb flower arrangement. This helps us kind of keep the flowers steady and put them in a place that we really want them. Without it, it falls a little bit. And so if you're using a cereal bowl like this one, a more wide bowl, I'd suggest you grab something like this, and this can be purchased from any hardware store. And we're also going to use some tape. Typically, I would use floral tape, but like I said, we're grocery store DIYing today. So I'm using regular old Scott's tape. You also want some fresh water, cold water, and then you also want to keep and have your flower food on hand. You also want to keep fresh water in your arrangements. Every couple of days you can kind of dump out the old water and add new water in, and then feel free to add in some new flower food as well. The first step is you will take your chicken wire and bend it over a bit and kind of just like make a little ball out of it. And then you just want to stuff it into your arrangement. So your grid will look like this. Once you have a grid in here and some chicken wire, you are officially a true florist. So the next step is you want to create a tape grid. So since the size of this bowl, I'm going to do kind of like, just 2 by 2 strips. So you take your tape and just build out your tape grid. Your tape grid supports your chicken wire as far as keeping everything in here, holding the flowers up. And to keep it extra secure, you want to add just a single strip of tape around the rim. So if you're at home and you only have like a taller vase, something like this one below, if you have something like this, or if you have a large jar you want to use or a mason jar, you probably don't need to have the chicken wire. This is more for bowls and cereal bowls that are a bit wider, but I would recommend that you do use the tape grid to keep your flowers all intact. So the next step, we want to add in our water, of course, the source of life and flowers. It doesn't need to go all the way to the top, just enough so that each stem hits it. And then we're going to go in and add our classic cut flower food. Feel free to add the whole thing in. Like I said, if you're building it out with multiple ingredients, you'll have more than enough of these packets. So now that we have prepped our flowers and we prepped our vase, we're going to go in and do the funnest part of this whole experience, which is actually touching and feeling our flowers. And remember, this is a fun experience. Nothing is supposed to look perfect. It's really about just how you feel and place flowers where you think it should go. My design style, I typically like to go from left to right or right to left and create kind of like a valley in the middle. That's just my favorite shape of arrangement. And to do that, we first build our arrangement with our foliage to kind of take the shape of where we want to head. So here is my eucalyptus that we're going to be using, and I'll just place this in to build out a shape that I like. The amazing thing about using tape and chicken wire is that you can always take something out if you don't like it. None of this is permanent, so don't feel the pressure to make the perfect placement the first time around. So as you can see, I'm just building out the left and right side, adding in a little foliage in the front. kind of build out that. You want to kind of grow your arrangement around towards in. At least that's what I like to do. So I start to build out the sides, and then I'll build in some flowers in the little corners, just to really just kind of frame where the flowers will be going. This one has like a cool little shape, so you can shape it in and kind of have that curve like that, if it will stay. Sometimes it will. Yep, there you go. I think the nicest arrangements come out of people just doing what feels good. Sometimes a lot of people will be like, what's your process? How do you create, you know? And I always say, like, I just try not to put too much thought into what's going on. I put thought into the colors, obviously, and the flowers I'm choosing, but when I actually get down into designing, I just want to do what feels good. You see, I'm starting to build out this shape. Don't use all of your foliage in the beginning. You might have some holes in there towards the end that you want to fill up. Adding this here. So now we have the base of our arrangement. So like I was mentioning about building the shape, I love to go high towards in and low to kind of create this valley. So another one of my favorite flowers that was never a favorite flower in the beginning are tulips. Florist's trick, if you want to kind of elevate your tulip, is you can flex them. Just a way, you know, to show the friend you give this to that you are a true florist. That's the shape. I'm going to just go ahead and fill in some things here to kind of finish off this side. And again, if you guys don't find the exact same flowers, it's okay, just kind of grab whatever you like. So we still have our shape going here, bringing it in towards the middle and drawing back out. I never make both sides perfect. I used to try to do that before and it just never ends up that way, so I don't do that anymore. So I also grabbed this flower. It's a very common flower that you see a lot of times at the grocery store, and usually they're mixed in with other kind of bouquet styles. And this also works as a great kind of foliage flower because there's so many leaves on it, and then also as like an accessory flower as well. I see a space open here. I'm just gonna pop this one in to kind of set that off. All right, cool, so now I've built out the side, so you guys see the valley here. I've built out the front and the back. I always go in the middle last. And I think every florist has their own kind of style of how they design. And then as you start doing it more, you start to do what you like. And this is just what I like. I'm going to use more of this flower, add it to the center here. You kind of see how everything has its place. Nothing is too smushed in with anything else. That dynamic kind of feature gives a lot of fun to the eye. It's like you're looking and you keep running into new flowers. So going back into my middle, I'm gonna put in butterfly ranunculus, obviously, because they're so beautiful. Step away and see what you've made, see what you think you can add, what you think you want to take away. Flowers are fun and should always be fun. Okay, so here we go. This is, I think, like 99% done. So I also grabbed some carnations. So these are some mini ones, mini carns. I think I'm just gonna add 2 stems, and I'm just gonna add them to kind of really accentuate our shape. So we did it. We took grocery store flowers and a cereal bowl and chicken wire from the hardware store and Scotch tape and made this flower arrangement together.